So discourse building is the deliberate creation, shaping, and promotion of a particular way of thinking or talking about a topic, issue, or subject. So whatever you're thinking about, like for example, right now, I spoke about democracy, and there may be people in the group who differ with me. But discourse building is basically about uh, taking the onus of building a clear, scholarly, irrefutable to the maximum extent, uh, coherent way of thinking about certain things, and aligning it with your worldview and with your culture. So, crafting narratives, frameworks, and the language that influence how people understand and engage with the topic in public, academic, or political spheres. This part is very important. What can be said, who can say it, and how it is understood. So what can be said is, of course, it's part of this another theoretical framework called the Overton window, where what you say is where it lies in that range of opinions. Like, for example, if I say that we should get the right to marry animals, right? So this is absolutely atrocious. People will laugh at it. Um, and that, in terms of the Overton window, uh, borders on or is at the unthinkable stage. But towards the center of the Overton window are the wide range of public opinions that are acceptable, that you can speak in public, you can make that statement in public without incurring a cost to your personal reputation. And bang in the center of that Overton window is policy. Now, what is interesting about Overton window is that it shifts. So this, like the Samudra Manthan, let's assume that there is the political right and the political left, and there is a Samudra Manthan going on. So Overton window will either shift to the right or the left. It will either shift to higher freedom or towards oppression. It will either shift towards Hinduism or towards Islam. So because this is an analytic way of thinking about it, it is in binaries, and it is essentially a tug of war. But the interesting part about the Overton window is that, contrary to how people think about these things intuitively, that today, if I am saying that, I am a Hindu and I should get temples should be free, right? Or that Muslims should uh, stop being violent, or they should stop forcing Hindus, or love jihad, all that, whatever the problems are. Now, these are all statements that you can make safely today inside the Overton window without people saying that you are crazy. But the way to shift the Overton window towards your side politically, if I have to plan for something, if I have a political goal to reach, I cannot hope to shift this Overton window by making incremental changes and by saying that no, let's start criticizing Islam slightly. I have to say something which is well outside the Overton window, which challenges the fundamental assumptions of society itself. And then this Overton window will shift slightly towards my side. The example of this is how if you look at the American politics, in the 1990s, the liberal or the Democrat president, Bill Clinton, he made a statement in one of these interviews where he said that no, we are a Christian country, and we cannot allow uh, people to people of the same sex to get married. We cannot allow gay marriages. Um, but today, you have a Republican president, and a few years back you had the Pope himself sanctifying marriage between two homosexuals. So this is a shift in the Overton window. So when we look at the left and we say that these guys are absolutely crazy, yaar, what are they talking about? They are saying ki yaar kutton se shaadi kar lo, right? But that is how they shift the window towards their side. Now today, homosexual marriages are acceptable, right? They are part of the law. They are policy now. They are state policy. But only because some eccentric far left people actually stood out and said that, oh, we will marry dogs. There is no gender, there is no this, there is no that. All those things, all those ridiculous ideas actually make sense when you look at it in terms of discourse building, why they do certain things. So similarly, we have to find ways of stating the radical, the unthinkable, which is not adharmic, right? These are things which are obviously adharmic. When you say that, we should get married to a dog, that is obviously, that's insane. That is perverted. But when you say something which is, towards, let's say we say that we need a law which, uh, which grants the status of a deity to a river so that there is no river pollution. So right now, even this is radical. But we have to find ways of saying that, and we have to say it in a way that is legally safe, and it may invite ridicule today, but 5 years down the line it will be, part of the discourse. So that's essentially what we try to do at Upward. And that line that I said, what can be said, who can say it, and how it is understood, is extremely important, because everything only one institution, one organization, and one individual cannot say. You have to find a place for yourself in the spectrum of opinions, and you have to keep repeating yourself. But there has to be an alliance, and there has to be a trickle down, there has to be a percolation of ideas, there has to be a Gangotri, and there has to be the end of the Ganga where it meets the Bay of Bengal. And between this, all shades of this opinion should exist while they are um, in alignment with each other. So that is what we want to build at Upward.